Welcome to Module 2 application of researching a model. The model chosen to research is the 5 Instructional Model by Sherry Ballard. The use of an instructional model to guide the design of a unit or lesson gives structure and focus to the teacher as they are planning. For the purpose of designing a 5th grade math unit and fractions, the 5 instructional model was used. But what is it? How do the 5 guide planning? As the name implies, there are 5 stages. To use this model, the unit can be introduced with engage, which is finding a way to hook the learners with an introductory activity. Ideally, it would be something that the students connect the basis of their existing knowledge to the learning outcomes. During the second stage, explore, students would be given a hands-on experience that is connected to the learning outcomes. After this experience and moving into the explain phase, this is an opportunity for discussion where teachers can use questioning to allow students to draw conclusions. This would also be a time when new vocabulary is introduced to the students to formalize the content. Readings, videos, teacher's explanation, or lecture could also be used to help with the understanding of students. Moving on to the 4th stage, learners are given time to elaborate or expand upon their knowledge. Students have already had time to explore the concepts, but this time they have a contextual basis in which to understand or to work from. They are in basis applying their knowledge to new tasks. During the 5th phase of evaluate, this is a time to check if learning outcomes were achieved. The 5 instructional model goes along with the universal design principles for learning. The universal design principles for learning refers to the 3 brain centers that are used in processing of information. And these are recognition, strategic, and effective. The network of recognition focuses on the what of the learning, the content of the information that they're expected to learn by defining clear standards and learning outcomes. The next brain center for UDL focuses on the strategic networks, and these are concerned with the how they learn, providing students with different ways to engage with content, different ways to be presented with information. The final brain network that UDL takes into consideration is the affective networks, and this answers the why of learning. Are students clear with what they're expected to learn? Does it apply to their real lives? Using the 5 instructional model will allow students to engage with content, connecting it to their prior knowledge, interacting with information in a variety of ways, and taking into account the different learning styles. Applying the 5 instructional models in respect to the 5th grade math unit and fractions, the standards need to be clarified. These would be the following common core standards that would be applied. Apply and extend previous understandings of multiplication to multiply a fraction or a whole number by fraction. The ability to interpret the product AB times Q as parts of Q into B working with fractions. Finally, finding the area of a triangle with fractional sides by tiling it with unique squares of the appropriate unit fraction side lengths, and showing that the area is the same can be found by multiplying the side lengths. More crucial to the students, there's understanding the learning outcome, which also goes back to universal design principles of learning, that they need to know the why of their learning. The learning outcomes here is that the students will be able to solve multi-step problems that involve interpreting numerical expressions, which include fractions. So moving on to apply the 5 to this specific unit, the first step is engage, and engage is the hook. It's important to draw the students into by engaging their curiosity or getting them to see the practical real-life application of what they're learning together. To introduce this unit on fractions, students are drawing from their basic knowledge of fractions. This would be an opportunity for them to play a variety of math games with the use of dominoes by introducing the games as playing them class against the teacher. Moving on to the second phase, explore, students would have an opportunity to jump in and try the games themselves. This would be an opportunity for them to have them talk about why they chose particular strategies throughout the games. The extra challenge would be have students try to write out an equation to explain their thinking processes. During the explain phase, which would be clarification, this is an opportunity. Students would be assigned math centers where they would have a variety of videos from BrainPop, YouTube, and Study Island where they were able to watch. They would also be able to re-practice at their own pace in class or even at home as extended. Flipping the classroom during this time versus having just direct teacher explain is that the general rule for engaging student attention span is 1 minute per age. So extensive lectures are not necessarily beneficial. This is an example of one of the videos that could be used during this process and are assigned to students. After the different stations, students would be given the opportunity to discuss the strategies, to journal in their notebooks. During the next phase of elaborate or extend, this would be an opportunity to see if students can apply what they have learned. They would have the time to work collaboratively to solve actual word problems that involve fractions. Are the students able to create their own fraction games for others to play? The final phase of evaluate. Although the evaluate phase is considered at the end of the process, the use of formal and informal assessments throughout the entire unit will be invaluable in collecting the data to see if lessons have been effective. There are quizzes attached to the BrainPop and Study Island video lessons that students took during the explain phase. Are students able to solve multi-step problems that involve interpreting numerical expressions which include fractions? There may at this time need to be additional extensions or reteaching at this time. These are the various sources which were drawn upon for the purposes of this video. Thank you for your time.